the Chicago Bears have signed wide receiver Breshad Perriman. So let's talk about it. What is going on, y'all? Fox Sports Talk back at it with another video talking some NFL here to talk about Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, hit that big red subscribe button down below. Make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And guys, hit the bell icon so you are notified every time I drop a new video. Let's talk about this signing. So after all the cuts that were made in the NFL yesterday by teams that had to get down to that 53-man roster limit, one of the big names, and I'm putting big in air quotes for a reason, that was let go was Breshad Perriman, wide receiver now formerly of the Detroit Lions. Breshad Perriman, a former first-round pick, has pretty much been a bust in his career thus far. He's been bouncing from team to team over the last 4 seasons and now was on the Lions until he wasn't. And we just signed him to the active roster. Now, keep in mind here, what were the moves that were made before this that the Bears did for the wide receiver position? They cut Riley Ridley. They cut Jawan Wims. They cut Isaiah Coutier. They cut Daz Newsome. So they cut a bunch of receivers, and they only had 5 receivers that were named to their active 53-man roster, and A-Rob, Mooney, Goodwin, Bird, and Rodney Adams. So they definitely needed another receiver. I don't think they were happy with 5. I certainly wasn't going into the season. So you needed to make another move, and now you bring in Breshad Perriman as your 5th, 6th receiver, right? And I got to be honest with you, I don't hate it. I don't. Breshad Perriman's a guy who has shown he can be productive in the NFL, all right? I remember his best stretch with Tampa Bay. I believe it was like when Mike Evans went out, he had a couple of games where he just went bonkers, and this is a guy who's a good deep threat, average about 16 yards per reception in the NFL, so he's a guy who can get behind a defense. But in that same vein, I take a look at the fact that he couldn't even crack the Lions roster. The Lions have nobody at the wide receiver position that's notable. Like, nobody. Their best pass catcher is TJ Hawkinson, who's their tight end. Like, the Lions have absolutely nobody relevant at the wide receiver position. So if Breshad Perriman could not beat those guys out, how good is he really at this point in his career? He's still only 27, but he has been in the NFL for a number of seasons. So to me, again, I would have just stuck with Daz Newsome instead of trying to go ahead and sign a guy like a Breshad Perriman, who again is at best a 5th receiver, 6th receiver on this team. So I still don't like that logic. Now, thankfully for the Bears, Daz Newsome and Thomas Strand, by the way, both rookies this past season, did clear waivers, so they are going on the practice squad for the Bears. But we basically cut Daz Newsome, a guy who might have the ability and the potential to turn into something special for Breshad Perriman, who we've known is very inconsistent and couldn't even make the Lions roster. So to me, again, it's decent, nothing great. I would have kept Daz Newsome instead of doing this signing, but it is what it is. He's a 5th, 6th receiver, and that's pretty much it. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree. As always, thanks for watching.